dropped the ball this week, you're not alone, and it is not the end. Buckle up, Buttercup. I have had one of those weeks too, and I'm going to share how grace helped me rest, a verse that lifted my chin, and prompts to help you process your own pause. Welcome back to Flourish Friday. I'm Kelli, and this is our weekly space to pause, reflect, and grow. If life felt a little too heavy this week, I have got something for your heart. You're not broken. You are becoming. So let's breathe in some grace together. Look, let me tell you about me. Okay, this week did not go as planned. I was on a roll. I was getting things done. I was in a rhythm. I was in flow. And then I just stopped. No reason. No crisis. No emergency. I just stopped. Now, old me would have really spiraled. She would have gone straight into guilt, started rewriting her to-do list, maybe even convinced herself that everything was falling apart because of one off day. But this time it was different. I paused. I gave myself space. I took a break. And then I just let grace do what hustle never can. Instead of spiraling, I breathed. Grace. I rested. And when I was ready, I picked it back up gently with no pressure, just progress. If you've ever had a week like that, I want you to know you're not alone. Trust me. We all do it. And you're not lazy. Even if you feel lazy, you're not lazy. You're human. And we are allowed to rest. I talk about that a lot on this channel. We are allowed to rest. Jesus rested, right? If you've been there, if you're feeling a little shame, drop a buttercup or a little seedling or some kind of fun emoji down in the comments, and let's work to normalize giving ourselves grace without shame. Let's boost each other up in the comments, and let's make that grace louder than shame. This has been our word of the week. I'll put Monday's video right up there so you can see where we come up with our word and why that's our word and how we sit in it. Okay, so when I was sitting in the middle of my I dropped the ball moment, this verse kind of started playing through my head. It's one that I like. 2 Corinthians 12:9. My grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness. But I like it, obviously, but, it just hit me a little differently this week. I don't know about you. When I read it before, okay, it's grace. He gives us grace. It's sufficient. His grace is sufficient. But this time it wasn't just words. It was like a lifeline, because here's what I realized. God isn't standing on the sidelines waiting for me to get it together before he shows up. He's in it. He is in the messy middle. He is in my weakness. He is in the pause. He is even in the parts that I want to hide. He's not just tolerating my imperfection. He's using it. Right? His power shows up because I'm weak, not in spite of it. And that's wild, right? So if you've ever felt like your weak moments disqualify you from God's best, can I remind you of something? You are exactly where his grace does its best work. So what about you? Is there a verse that met you right where you are lately? I want to know. Share it in the comments. Share it with the other people who are watching this video. I would love to read what's been speaking to your heart this week or just recently. So, all right. Back to my dropping the ball moment. Here's the shift that really changed everything. What if dropping the ball wasn't failure, but an invitation? An invitation to slow down, to get honest, to trade shame spiral for sacred space. What if I wasn't supposed to be doing those things that I thought I was supposed to be doing anyway? What if I was pushing a plan that wasn't God's? Grace isn't just a nice idea. It's a rhythm. It's a heartbeat. Okay? It's a reset button built into the way that God designed us. Not to push through at all costs, but to pause and to remember who's really carrying the load. And again, I don't know who needs to hear it, but I'm going to repeat myself. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to rest. You're allowed to stop and then begin again. Not with punishment, not with beating yourself up, but with peace and grace. That gentle whisper that you've been ignoring, you know, the one that says you don't have to earn your worth. You're already loved. Yes, girl, that's him. So this week, excuse me, instead of pushing harder, you can ask my husband. He has found me just doing nothing. I've listened and I've really worked on that. I've been an intentional listener this week, and it has really brought me back to center, and it has made me feel His grace in a way that I haven't in a really long time. So if you've been stuck in performance mode or feeling like you're falling behind, I want you to take this video as your nudge. Sorry, that is my alarm clock. I want you to take this as your nudge. I want you to pause, breathe, and ask God, what does grace look like for me right now? What does grace look like for me right now? I think it's very important to ask that for me, because especially in today's age, we tend to get caught up in comparisons, even if we don't really mean to, right? Not what does grace look like for Sally or Susie or Sharon. What does grace look like for you? And if this resonates with you, please drop me a little heart emoji in the comments. I would love to know what you're leaning into, how you're leaning into grace this week. And while we're here, let's go ahead and take that quiet pause that we like to do on Fridays. I want you to grab your journal, your phone, whatever it is, and answer these 3 prompts. Set a timer, 30 seconds. You don't have to spend all day doing this. Just 30 seconds, and really let your heart speak. Just kind of free write the answer to each of these questions. Number 1, where did I feel like I dropped the ball this week? Number 2, how did I respond? And what do I wish I had done differently? That's a big one. That's the one that gets me in. And number 3, what would it look like to offer myself grace in that area today? And if you really struggle with that part, that number 3, what would it look like? That one's a struggle for me sometimes. That what if? So what I like to do is take my mind and just think about, what would I tell my kids? Or what would I tell my best friend if she was going through this spiral of what she could have done and what she can do in the future and how she's going to feel about that? That's how I really kind of get into my journal, is just take myself out of the equation, because we can be so harsh to ourselves. So harsh to ourselves. So think about how you would have this conversation for somebody else that was having the same struggle. On Fridays, we don't just kind of talk about the difficult. We like to talk about the wins. We like to celebrate. I want to know what your wins are for the week. How have you flourished this week? This week, our YouTube channel, I got a nice little notification, crossed 250,000 views. That was super exciting. And y'all, that's not just a number. That's seed planted in a heart. That's grace at work. This is such a fun ministry for me. I've been chit-chatting with people for a very long time, and while my truth isn't always taken well, it's always with love, and this channel allows me to lean more into that, the kindness and the love that's in my heart. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for your comments and your likes and your subscriptions and all of the things. If you have had a win, whether it's big or small, drop it in the comments so that we can celebrate together. And let's close our eyes and say a quick prayer. Lord, thank you for gentle grace and for every person living. May they feel seen, softened, and supported today. Amen. Again, our word of the week has been grace. And your Flourish prompt is, where did I offer myself grace instead of guilt this week? That's your seed. Water it well, Buttercup, please. If today blessed you, I would like for you to hit that like button. Turn on those notifications. We go live we have videos 5 days a week. As of right now, I'm leaning into potentially doing another one. We will see. And then share this video with a friend or a relative who needs a little grace too, who doesn't talk to themselves as if they are created in His image. Remember, you're not behind. You are blooming at your own pace. And I will see you next time. Bye. Hey friend, consider this your little PS. If you are new to the Buttercup garden, I want you to know that I have created a Start Here playlist just for you so that you can bloom without the overwhelm. Okay, so let me tell you what right now there's 4 videos. It'll grow over time, but at the time of this recording, there are 4. The first one is Buckle Up Buttercup, and it's a quick channel trailer so that you can meet me, Kelly, and you can hear why we do faith plus growth with grace. The second video tells you exactly what the Buttercup Garden is and how you can grow with us. It's the deeper meaning behind hardy buttercups, why buttercups, how to engage, comment, and pick the playlist that fits your season. Excuse me, video 3 is how to use this channel without getting overwhelmed. There's no pressure, no hustle, just simple weekly rhythms that fit your real life. And number 4 is the Start Here. It's my favorite mindset flip. It's my go-to perspective shift, a journal prompt, a truth seed that you can plant today. I want you to watch them straight through or snack on them one at a time. Either way, you're going to discover our heartbeat, our holy hustle with grace, spiritual joy, and the belief that you are not broken, you are becoming. So, hit that link right up there and save that playlist. Play it while you fold laundry or sip sweet tea and get to know us. And then go outside, breathe air, and remember, progress, no matter how small, still counts. See you in the playlist. Bye.